the boilers. Okay. So how the boilers are classified? Okay. Based on the pressure, it is classified as high pressure boilers and low pressure boilers. Okay. And coming to the next classification, one type of boiler is called as a fire tube boilers, another one is a water tube boilers. Okay. And based on the axis, you can tell horizontal axis and vertical flow. Like this, the boilers can be classified. Okay. Now let us see what is meant by high pressure boilers and low pressure boilers. Based on these working conditions, okay, we can classify this as a high pressure and low pressure. If we go for thermal power plants, what happens is we need high pressure boilers. Whereas if we go for a small chemical plants somewhere else in a small industries, we are using low pressure boilers. So based on the requirement of the steam and the amount of the steam generated, we can go for high pressure and low pressure boilers. Next, coming to the classification, what is meant by fire tube boiler and what is meant by water tube boilers? Okay. So here in the boilers, initially before going to boilers, we are understanding a small concept there. We are having a small combustion chamber where heating takes place. Okay. So when heating takes place, what happens? The fluid gases will come in from the combustion. Okay. So when the water is going into the tubes and then it is heated externally, then it is called as water tube boilers. You understand? When the water is passing through the tubes and externally the fluid gases comes and heating takes place, then it is called as water tube boilers. What is fire tube boilers is, what happens? The fluid gases will be going inside the tubes and then water will be getting heated and will be converted into. So this is the basic. The next lecture says we will discuss a working of a boiler. There you can understand clearly. Okay. So these are the classifications. Okay. And coming to the next thing is the boilers. After classifications, two things we have to understand clearly. One is mountings and another one is accessories. Okay. So what is meant by mounting? If you take this boiler, okay. So what is this? Can you tell me what is this? Pressure. Here the temperature and then pressure gauges are available. If you take here, this is a pressure gauge. Okay. So what is the purpose of this pressure gauge? Can you tell me? To know what is the pressure inside this. Okay. So if the pressure exceeds some to extent level, what happens? The bursting takes place and then it causes damages to the person. So the particular pressure is to be maintained here. Okay. So this is called as mountings. This is called as mountings. What is the help of the what is the purpose of mountings in the boilers is the working of the boilers is controlled with the help of these mountings. Okay. Coming to the second one, accessories. What is meant by accessories? Apart from these mountings, something can be added. That is called as accessories. For example, what is meant by economizer? Any idea? Economizer? Have you heard? No. Okay. So initially, now we will have a small brainstorming session. Okay. What is the room temperature of water? 27 degrees Celsius. As of now, it is 27 degrees Celsius. So the water is coming inside into the boiler. Now heating takes place. At what temperature the water is transferred into vapor? 100 degrees Celsius. Okay. When it will be converted into superheated steam? At what temperature? So when we continuously heat, what happens? It is converted into superheated steam. Okay. So what is the amount of fuel used here? We are using some certain amount of fuel. Okay. Now, is any method is available to lessen the amount of the fuel? Any methods to available to increase this efficiency, this evaporation by reducing the fuel? Any methods? This is a normal efficiency. Okay, how to improve this? Any ideas? Proper engine, very good. So proper insulation should be kept because if any steam or any heat is lost, what happens? The proper conversion of steam, water to steam will not happen. Proper insulation, very good. Any other things like this? Any ideas? We have to select the proper materials. Okay. Other than that, okay. Externally, we have to consider some things. Okay. So now, after burning, is the all the heat is converted for water into steam? It is waste? No. So some amount of heat will be going outside as an waste heat. Okay. That heat can be reused for heating the water which is going inside. Can you understand now? Some heat after burning, what happens? It goes outside. All the heat is not utilized to convert it water into steam. Only few amount of heat is observed, and the remaining amount of fluid gas will be going outside. So the heat is lost to the environment. So now this heat can be reused to heat the water which is going inside. Because the heat is becoming waste, that heat can be used to heat the water. So now what will be the inlet temperature of the water when it is heated? Instead of 28 degrees Celsius or 27 degrees Celsius, when we heat it, what happens? The temperature may be from 50 to 60 degrees Celsius. So we are increasing some 30 degrees Celsius by the waste heat which is going outside. So that type of device which you are replacing is called as an economics. That is called as an accessory. That is called as an accessory. So mounting is very important for the working of a boiler, but accessory is not important. Accessories is required to increase the efficiency. Can you understand now? If you take a bike, okay, can you tell what is an accessory and what is an mounting in the bike? Engine is a main component. Other than that, in bike, cables. Okay. See, you have fuel tank and actuator. All the things are mountings. For the working of the thing, it is required. What is accessories? Mirror. It is like a mirror. You take a mirror. If one mirror is sufficient. In some vehicles, there are both the mirrors. Okay. So without one mirror, the vehicle can run. But without an accelerator, the vehicle cannot run. So this is the difference between mountings and